Before we get any further and start this video, if I may, now pay no attention, we need trim work done. Is this not the most beautiful kitchen you have ever seen? Minus the countertops. The countertops are next. You guys, I got walls! Real walls! I have a curtain! Look! Look! I have a kitchen. Almost. Okay. So what I really want to talk to you guys about, and I'm going to leave you right there so that you can all feast your eyes. You can all feast your eyes on this beautiful kitchen. There are things you need to think about if you're going to be going tiny. That's what today's topic is about. I've had a lot of people ask me, we've been here for 1.5 years now, and there are mistakes we made, things that we would have done differently, things I wish we had thought about prior to, and things that we knew were going to be issues that you may not have thought about, things that we're okay with, but maybe you might not be, but you should think about them. And, you know, I've tried to do it with a funny slant, but, you know, some of it, it's just life. And if things that you take for granted. So that's today's topic. We're going to be talking about things you should know and think about before you make the move to going tiny. So stick around, don't go away, because that's what we're talking about today. Well, good morning, everybody. Pardon my appearance. I want to talk to you all who've been following our journey into this tiny house adventure. If you think you're going to go tiny because you don't want to do as much housework, let me tell you, take a good look. This is one day. One day of me not even lifting a broom or rinsing a dish, because yesterday was our monthly payday, so we went and did all of our grocery shopping and our monthly supplies, and we do this once a month. Mitch and I do it together, but it's an all-day thing. So that was yesterday. One day. These are yesterday's dishes. You will not be doing less cleaning. I promise you. Okay, guys. Here's the other thing. Another thing you need to be aware of. I have always had a really big closet. And it was always full. This right here is our closet. If you think paring down and getting rid of clothes and stuff, shoes, you know, ladies like to wear shoes, if you think you're going to have an issue with that, this is what's going to happen, and we're sharing this, okay? Okay, guys, so here's something. It's not really, you know, what you should know before deciding, you know, how you're going to build your tiny house. This is a big mistake that we made, and I'm just going to share this with you as, you know, a word of advice and careful on your planning. And while we were waiting to have our well installed, dug, whatever they do to it, dig, whatever, we just kept working on the house. One of the things, my job was tiling, and I always dreamt of having that beautiful, the white, clean, crisp subway tile in my shower. So that's what I did. I said, well, when the water's here, we can just go in and take a shower and it'll be done. So we went and installed the shower. Pardon the washing machine. What we didn't do, hi Beanie Beans, what we did not take into consideration, and I never even gave it a thought, is before I decided on my materials, which is the white subway tile, I should have waited for the well to be installed and then had the water tested. Turns out we have super hard water with a ton of minerals, a lot of iron, metals. It's perfectly healthy. It's not enough to, do any, the levels are perfectly safe. But I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to show you the issue with not doing things in the right order. You didn't do it on purpose. Let me show you. I'm just going to flip you around. Hold on. Can you see that? Can you see that staining? I scrubbed this shower, and that is right where the shower head hits when we're in here. This shower is clean. So, something to think about. Careful if you're planning. Don't be in a hurry. Don't think that you're necessarily doing the right thing by moving on. Because had I realized this issue, I might have gone with black tile. Something to think about. All right, what you're looking at right now is our ceiling, or not our ceiling fans, but our shower fan, exhaust fan, and the powder room exhaust fan. This one, let's see if I can show you, right there is the one from the potty room. All right. In a tiny house, you have to think about the exit, because when one of us is having our daily constitution, and if the other one happens to be sleeping still, because we're in the bedroom right now, look where that exhaust fan is going. If that window happens to be open, guess what the person still in bed is going to be experiencing by way of smell? Yeah, you guessed it. So, something else. Had I thought about it, that exhaust fan would have probably gone in another direction. We think it's funny, but you may not. So it's another thing to think about. And then there's this factor about living tiny. What you doing, Means? Frankie, what you doing? If you are not comfortable, and I mean completely comfortable with each other, this is something to think about. Because in a tiny house, you hear every noise, you smell every smell. And we are human creatures with human bodily functions. It is a fact of life when you're in a tiny house. So that's something that you really need to consider. If you're one of these people that absolutely cannot handle those kinds of smells, you should seriously either work it into your living plan, learn to live with it, or really think about, is this something I can handle? For me, I grew up around animals, around, ag smells. I grew up. I remember when my grandparents got indoor plumbing and there was an outhouse. Didn't bother me. Those smells just don't bother me. I've tried, with ventilation and fans, and, there are things you can do. There are, like ionizing air purifiers, those kinds of things. I'm fine with it. I don't mind it. I'm okay. But it's something that you should think about, because you are going to smell everything. You are going to hear every sound.